Have you ever imagined dating your anime crush in real life? Well, I hope your crush isn't from Demon Slayer because these men are toxic. Let's start with the depression Hashira. Giyu may appear cool and stoic, but his sad boy energy is through the roof. Giyu has the emotional range of meh to slightly annoyed. He's the founder of the Taisho era emo starter pack, and when teaching about the Great Depression, your history teacher uses Giyu as a visual aid. Long story short, if you want love from Giyu, you'll have to teach him to love himself first. And it wouldn't be that difficult if he just accepted your help. Every time you try to be his emotional support, he becomes the human embodiment of do not disturb. The worst part is, you won't even realize the friction this is causing in your relationship. The moment you confront him about his self-pity and lack of communication, he'll shoot back with a Meanwhile, he responds to your I love you texts with, okay, 6 months later. Listen, you can't even hand this man a glass of water without triggering his I'm unworthy of being the water Hashira speech. So unless you have a PhD in husbando therapy, you might not be the guy for you. And from depressive to impressive, let's talk about Tengen. If you look past his flashy style, flamboyant charisma, striking height, silky hair, dazzling smile, piercing eyes, juicy arms. Wait, whoa. Anyways, you can't be blinded by Tengen's good looks and charm. His red flags are as flashy as he is, so put on your sunglasses and open your eyes. First of all, dating Tengen means joining a harem. You see, Tengen has not one, not two, but 3 wives, and I mean, good for them. But do you really want to be in on this? Tengen's attention is already stretched thin between his own flashiness and his 3 partners. There's no way he could give you the attention you deserve. Unless you book out a whole restaurant, hire entertainment while you eat a Michelin star steak, and end the night with fireworks, Tengen won't even be remotely impressed. Despite all this, you might dream of Tengen putting in the effort to steal your heart, but he's more likely to steal a child, literally. So yeah, Tengen's flashiness may catch your eye, but don't let it steal your heart. Alright, playtime is over and class is in session. Let's talk about the chaos of high school romance with Muichiro, Zenitsu, Genya, and Inosuke. Let's start with Muichiro. Muichiro is that mysterious, effortlessly brilliant kid who seems like he's in his own world 90% of the time. Intrigued by his calm vibe, you spend weeks psyching yourself up before finally deciding to approach him. Little did you know, getting Muichiro's attention is more draining than your calculus homework. But you're persistent. After weeks of subtle approaches, and by subtle I mean borderline stalking, you finally work up the courage to get his number. Success! Now all you have to do is text him. 1 message, 2 messages, 3, ghosted. But you're not a quitter. 1 month of being ignored is nothing in the face of true love, you tell yourself. So you confront him about his lack of communication and emotional neglect, only for him to look at you with that blank stare and say, "Who are you again?" The heartbreak. The sheer, soul-crushing realization that he's not just aloof. He's genuinely forgotten you exist. To be fair, Muichiro is sweet and loyal if you can break through his amnesia-induced indifference, but unless you're Tanjiro-level patient, it's probably best to move on. And don't worry, there's one guy who's been desperately waiting for your attention this whole time. So you've moved on from Muichiro and decided to give Zenitsu a shot. At first, you're charmed. He's funny, he's got awkward puppy dog energy, and most importantly, he actually notices you exist. The moment you say hi to him, though, he's already imagining your wedding. And for a second, you think, wow, this is sweet. But then the texts start. At first, the attention is kind of flattering, but by day 3, your phone is buzzing every 5 minutes. It's a lot. I wouldn't say it's toxic, but Zenitsu's anxiety and overwhelming passion may act against him when it comes to a relationship. And to make things worse, if you do decide to break up with him, he'll be more depressed than Giyu. But if it's any consolation, he'll probably bounce back in a week and fall in love with another cute girl just to start the process all over again. After surviving Zenitsu's emotional whirlwind, you decide to try your luck with Genya. He's tough, broody, and honestly, there's something kind of cool about that don't mess with me energy he carries. And yeah, you can sense the baggage, but think, I can fix him. But after your attempt to flirt with him, he turns bright red, mutters something incoherent, and storms off. The truth is, Genya wants to be a good partner, but probably isn't emotionally ready for the job. With no options left, you think, Tanjiro said the kid with the boar mask is nice, maybe I should try talking to him. No, dating Inosuke would be like dating a feral raccoon. He's loud, unpredictable, and his idea of a romantic date is challenging a garbage truck to a fight. Plus, Inosuke doesn't even know what a date is. He's a literal wild child. The day Inosuke is ready for a romantic relationship is the day Giyu gets invited to a social event. It's just not gonna happen. So there you have it. Whether it's Muichiro's indifference, Zenitsu's overwhelming nature, Genya's emotional unavailability, or Inosuke just being Inosuke, these characters are better off slaying demons than tackling romance. But there is one demon slayer who's ready to play the game of love. First of all, Obanai has pretty high standards for people, so if he takes a liking to you, then props to you. I mean, Obanai criticized Tengen for almost losing to the so-called weakest upper rank. And I don't know about you, but that fight looked pretty difficult. So you'll have to be at your very best at all times to keep Obanai's respect. That means no sleeping in on weekends, making your bed every morning, and dry shampoo cannot replace a proper wash. I don't know about you, but I am out. But if you're able to somehow avoid being harshly berated by Obanai for being a normal human being, then congrats, you passed level 1. Welcome to level 2, Obsession. I hope you don't have male friends because they're now on a hit list. If a man even glances in your direction, their life is in danger. Remember, there's a fine line between protective and possessive, and Obanai crossed it a long time ago. I don't know where Obanai's insecurities come from, but his jealousy is just too much. The worst part is, he's high-key invested in someone else. It's a little hypocritical, right? He'll make you feel like a placeholder in a love triangle, and you're not even sure if you're one of the points. Goes to show you can't throw caution to the wind when tempted by a snake. But I would be cautious about the wind Hashira. Not my best transition. So you're interested in this angry chinchilla, huh? Something tells me you already know what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Sanemi has a slight anger problem. I don't know what your love language is, but if you want love from Sanemi, it'll probably look like this. Words of affirmation? Nope. Words of disapproval. Acts of service? Acts of aggression. Physical touch? It's more like physical combat. Receiving gifts? Don't count on it. Quality time? Only on the battlefield. Now, I get that anger is a normal human emotion, but Sanemi takes it to the extreme. Like, I'm almost certain the reason he lacks eyebrows is because they burned off in a fit of rage. And you might want to cut him some slack because of his tragic backstory, but here's the thing. Sanemi doesn't unpack his baggage. He just wraps it up in rage, slaps a fragile sticker on it, and calls it a day. So unless you're an anger management coach or this puppy, you're probably better off seeking love somewhere else. But in this anime, even the most zen characters aren't safe. Ubuyashiki is a great catch. On paper. He's a calm, empathetic man with a silent charisma who brings people together to make the world a better place. He cares about you deeply, understands you, and knows exactly what you need to hear at any given moment. He's someone you'd devote your life to. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. Maybe too good. What's this? My experience with Kagaya Ubuyashiki? Ubuyashiki is a sociopath. He's a master at concealing his emotions to hide his true intentions. He seeks out individuals with deep trauma who are easy to exploit. Using his soothing voice and false warmth, he's amassed an army of child soldiers to fight for his cause. Okay, maybe that's a bit extreme, but then again, Ubuyashiki and extreme go hand in hand in some cases. And Gyomei, oh boy, this man, he's just got some trust issues, so try to be understanding. And from Zen to, well, anti-Zen, we should at least mention Hotaru. I think we all know he's not interested, but you saw his face and thought, someone grab a fire extinguisher because my loins are on fire. However, beyond that fabulous face, there's an obsessive man-child with zero chill. Trust me, the only thing this man is committed to is his swords. Now, we love a hard-working man who's dedicated to his craft, but why go for someone who puts 100% of his attention into a blade when a queen is present? So unless you're into swords and don't mind coming second to an inanimate object, then take a picture, put his mask back on, and save yourself the trouble. And before we talk about the toxicity of literal demons, we can't let Rengoku and Tanjiro off the hook because these guys are... Do your music?
Remember, it's the heart that drives people, so it can grow as strong as you need it to.
So hold your head high if you are feeling disheartened. Set your heart ablaze.
Okay, fine. Tanjiro is a green forest and Rengoku is a king. However, these guys are so pure, they'll have you feeling toxic. Take Tanjiro, for example. If you try to tell Tanjiro no one's home, he'll say, keep your doors locked, put some wisteria incense out, and call me right away if you need me. He just doesn't get the message. And when you do get the chance to hang out with him, he always brings Nezuko. I understand that he's protective, but I'm pretty sure she can handle herself. And if you suggest leaving her at home, all of a sudden you're the jerk. And then there's Rengoku, who's just never in a bad mood. It sounds great, but it makes you feel guilty for having a full range of human emotion. Like, you'll wake up every morning to Rengoku yelling while eating his cereal. I mean, I'd pay to wake up to that. But at the same time, it's 6 a.m. and no amount of wholesomeness is going to put me in a good mood. Yet, you question if you should be that happy eating Cheerios and start to think, maybe I was too hard on Giyu. At the end of the day, Rengoku and Tanjiro are great, but they'll leave you questioning why you can't be as pure, positive, and inspiring as they are. So yeah, they're perfect, maybe too perfect, and somehow that's the most toxic thing about them. But their harmless toxicity is nothing compared to what's next. Welcome to demon therapy. So you love demons, and that's okay. I want you to know that your feelings are valid, but we need to work through this together because let's face it, these demons are bad news. Let's start with the king of pop. The king of demons, Muzan Kibutsuji. He's powerful, confident, and has a keen sense of fashion. But here's the thing, Muzan doesn't love you. Muzan only loves Muzan.
Oh my god, so do I. We have so much in common.
You're not his partner. You're his unpaid intern who he uses to appear human while he seeks immortality.
I consent.
Let's be real. The perfection he seeks isn't in you. It's within himself. His narcissism is innate and his love is impenetrable.
I'm not.
He literally sees you as a lesser being.
Then why don't I become a demon?
If you choose that path, he'll make you do unspeakable things for him.
I intend to.
Muzan is a bloodthirsty mass murderer, and he'll gaslight you into thinking you owe him for turning you into a monster. Regardless of your intentions, you're disposable in the eyes of Muzan.
Okay, fine. What about Akaza? He's cute.
How many pull-ups can you do?
0.
How would you fare in the battlefield?
Very poorly.
Okay, Akaza is out of the picture. He's a battle-crazed social Darwinist who loathes the weak.
But he has such pretty eyelashes.
Lashes don't make the man, honey, unless it's Megami.
I heard he was pretty nice as a human.
I can't confirm or deny that statement, but let me tell you this. You can't fall in love with who someone was or who they might be. You're dating current Akaza, the guy who punches holes in people for fun and thinks strength is a personality. Don't romanticize the past when the present is actively trying to impale you with his fist.
Ooh.
Okay, that's strike one.
Okay, Akaza does seem to carry some negative energy. What about Doma? He's so positive and smiley.
That is the smile of a psychopath.
Psychopath or not, his biceps look great in that sweater.
They do, don't they? Alas, even a redeeming quality is futile for someone as irredeemable as Doma. Allow me to read the definition of a psychopath. Doma. He's apathetic, completely emotionless, and clinically insane. His charisma and charm are only a mask for his true nature. If you're not careful, he'll draw you in with his rainbow eyes and eat you with sick pleasure. Violently. Strike 2.
Fine, dating someone without emotions is a bad idea, but what about the Hantengu clones? I can finally have the demon harem of my dreams.
So we've gone from an emotionless demon to a group of demons who each embody a soul emotion. Baby steps. Fear, anger, sorrow, hatred, and resentment aren't things you should seek out in a relationship. And the joy and pleasure these clones offer are derived from your demise.
Way to step on a girl's dreams.
Are there any other demons you're simping for or fighting mentally?
I'd totally spend a night with Yoko. Is that weird?
Is it at least his true form?
But his baby arms are so cute.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Oh, and Gyutaro. He's such a nice big brother.
He's also the king of self-loathing. When he says, you're too good for someone like me, he's right. And trust me, when it comes to him and Daki, you're the third wheel.
Fine, I get it.
Progress. Okay, here's the final test. Between Yorichi, a stable, strong, and respectable human, and Kokushibo, a cold and dangerous demon, who would you choose to be in a healthy relationship with?
Kokushibo.
Why?
6 eyes are better than 2.
All right, I quit.
That's a little dramatic, don't you think?
Nope.
Didn't we just make a video acknowledging how appealing and lovable these characters are?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's right there.
No, it's not.
Just click it.
Like what?